What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, here's my official Terrence Crawford, Ray Beltran post-fight video. Now, I was actually in Omaha, Nebraska. The people were great, and I'm going to give you my first-hand encounters, my experience with that particular fight. I have not had the opportunity to rewatch it on TV, but I was in the second row, press row, watched the fight. Great performance by Terrence Crawford. Ray Beltran did his thing in terms of trying to apply the pressure, but he was dominated. Make sure you check out my post-fight fighter conference with Ray Beltran. And if you didn't respect the dude, or you're the type of person that look at records and losses and judge people based on it, just watch the press conference after the fight. You have no choice but to like the dude. Like he's the type of dude, just how candid and honest he was. I really have to tip my hat off to him and give him a lot of credit, because he said firsthand, in front of cameras rolling and everything, you were the first guy that I feel that honestly beat me. You beat me. I'm telling you that as a man. And like, honestly, if you don't respect that type of demeanor, then I probably wouldn't fuck with you in real life. You know what I mean? Because I like real people. I like down to earth people. And Ray Beltran is about as honest and down to earth as you can get. So just to do that, how many times have we seen fights where after the fight, motherfuckers make excuses? Yeah, I had a lobotomy when I was 2 and all kinds of shit. I got a testicle removed in this training camp. You know what I mean? Like, it's all kinds of shit happened. He didn't make any excuses. He said the guy has skills and I got beat. The end. So make sure you watch that. I'll try to put the link in the description. Let me break down the fight. To me, it was a great atmosphere. The fight was great. The only thing I will say about Omaha is it was cold as fuck. It was cold as well pussy out there. But I had the time of my life. It was great. The environment. It was a sold out, packed arena. And as far as the fight, I was really impressed with Terrence Crawford. Really, the reason because he shows the dynamic. Fight after fight, I see growth. And that's what I always like to see. I love to see a fighter grow and mature. The mistakes he made possibly in the Gamboa fight weren't present in this fight. You know what I'm saying? And I like to see different game plans, different approaches. Some guys, you put them in the ring, no matter who you know what I mean? They could be in with a person shorter than them and they'll fight one way. They could be in there with Andre the Giant or somebody who's 4 inches taller than him and they'll fight exactly the same way. That's not what we're getting out of Terrence Crawford. We're getting different looks per the opponent. And that's how, to me, a fighter should be. You should be able to make those adjustments per your competition. The way you fight Ricky Burns definitely is not the way you should fight a Ray Beltran. And let me clear the air about this. For all the people that just go to BoxRec and, you know what I mean, look at records and stuff like that and hold it against the fighter, Ray Beltran is a solid contender. He's a solid dude, like personality-wise and also as a fighter. He's good. I mean, he brings tons of experience. There's never been a fight that I can recall. There's fights where he didn't look so great and stuff like that, but I don't really remember a fight seeing him where I honestly say, this motherfucker has no heart or he didn't try at all or anything like that. He gives you his best each time. And then another thing with the whole record, some of you motherfuckers look at records and think it tells a tale. That's bullshit, because there are certain people like Timothy Bradley, great fighter. I have the utmost respect. But myself included, I don't think he beat Pacquiao the first time. Yet his record shows that he beat him. Or even better, Brandon Rios versus Richard Abril at the same weight division at 135. I like Bam Bam, but I don't think he beat Abril. I thought he looked pretty shitty in that particular fight. You know what I'm saying? So a record doesn't do justice for some of the fighters, because there's all kinds of corruption, politics, bad judging. Somebody gave Canelo the fight with Mayweather, and it turned out to be a majority decision or some shit. Mayweather schooled Canelo. Easy. You know what I'm saying? Easy work. And the scorecards didn't reflect that. So again, in boxing, that doesn't always tell the tale. Sometimes things happen, cuts open up, bad judging, bad scoring. And I'm gonna tell you again, for the people who don't really dive deep into boxing, you know what I'm saying, go to Wikipedia and look at Ray Beltran. Yeah, you're gonna see some blemishes and some losses, but if you actually watch those fights, a lot of people, including myself, felt he won those fights. Ricky Burns, that should not have been no bullshit ass draw. He beat Ricky Burns. He broke his jaw. Just watch my interview with Max Kellerman. Said the same thing. He knocked him down and broke his jaw and won the rounds convincingly. Yet he was fighting in Scotland or wherever the fuck they were and didn't get the decision. You know what I'm saying? So That's one loss right there that we all know shouldn't be a loss. I could do this all day with fights. His fight with Sharif Bogaray, I thought he beat Bogaray. It was a good fight. It was competitive. I thought the Ricky Burns was more outlandish because I thought that was a clear-cut robbery to give him a draw. However, the Bogaray fight was a good fight. It was competitive, but I still thought Beltran did enough to win that fight. So, again, in boxing, the scorecards and the winner who has his hand raised is not always the real winner in the eyes of the people. You know what I mean? The Marquez Pacquiao fights, a lot of people thought they went Marquez's way. Lennox Lewis and Holyfield, that was a draw. There shouldn't have been no fucking draw. There's also Rocky Martinez versus Burgos. I thought Burgos won, but the champion had a bigger fan base, the better name, the A side or whatever the fuck. So he got the fight. So it happens in boxing. So to judge Ray Beltran off some shit you read on Wikipedia, I don't think it's right. Aside from that, he has tons of experience. He has a lot, whether he won or lost, even if you thought he lost to Burns and Bogaray and all this shit, he still has tons of experience. And what better experience than fighting with Manny Pacquiao, who is one of this generation's, this era's most dynamic fighters. And he's a longtime sparring partner of Manny Pacquiao. So if Pacquiao's going to employ him and keep him around in several training camps and whatnot and be friends with him and whatnot, then I'm pretty sure Pacquiao feels he's getting some level of work in when he spars him. Because why would you keep someone in your training camp if you can't grow from sparring them? What the fuck? You know what I mean? There's no point to that. So some people want to shit on Ray Beltran, say he's not the best, and so many, like I heard some people say Mickey Bay's better, and listed a whole bunch of people that are better than Ray Beltran. But Mickey Bay, his last fight, truth be told, I don't think he won it. You know what I mean? Against Miguel Vasquez. And you look at a couple fights before that, against John Molina, he was dominating. And then he got careless and got stupid at the end, and he got slept and knocked out for it, TKO'd or whatever it was in that fight. So, you know what I mean? To say he's just shitting on Ray Beltran, I don't see that. You know what I mean? You look at Mickey Vasquez, according to the judges, he lost his last fight. And he lost to Canelo twice in the past. Some of you guys don't know little nuances and things like a Brill. I mean, a Brill's nice, he's crafty, he's cool, but he's not, I don't know, man. He's just not the end all be all. Like, in his fight with Bogaray was perhaps one of the most boring fights I've ever watched. Like, real shit. So anyway, enough of that. Stop trying to make your case shitting on Ray Beltran. And also with this fight, I felt it was a lot more of what Terrence Crawford was doing right as opposed to what Ray Beltran was doing wrong. And what I mean by this is I watched some fights, like let's say Andre Berto versus Robert Guerrero. I thought, and I don't make excuses. I don't have to make excuses. That fight happened a long time ago anyway. But in the Berto versus Guerrero fight, I thought Berto was fighting like retarded. He was trying to do something. You don't take 15 months off because you got banned for steroids or whatever, testing positive. You're off and away from the sport for 15 months, and you come back trying some new, like, cutesy style, trying to do the shoulder roll. I thought that was stupid. Now, Guerrero seized and capitalized on those mistakes, so all the credit to Guerrero for that. However, I thought just as much, because what Guerrero did, he capitalized on it, you know what I'm saying? And then that set the tone for most of the fight and swole up Guerrero or Berto's eye and stuff like that. But I thought, again, not making excuses, I thought a lot of it happened to be what Berto was doing wrong and doing dumb, you know what I mean? Same thing with Chris Algieri and Pacquiao. I knew he wasn't going to beat Pacquiao, but he could have made it a little bit more competitive. He was fighting scared. He wasn't really sitting down on nothing, just fleeing the scene, like, you know what I mean, like a murder, you just committed a murder or something like that. So there's different things that fighters, in my opinion, can do to make the fight at least better or more competitive. But this wasn't a case of that. I seen it live, I'm telling you guys. I don't think it was really what Ray Beltran, like he had a stupid game plan or anything like that. It's just the skill level was different. He was in there against a guy who could do everything better, truth be told. And Terrence Crawford, his usage of a jab, one of the forgotten punches in boxing. A jab does everything for you. A jab can set up pretty much any offense. And the thing that I was really impressed with Terrence Crawford is this. Whatever the game plan was for Ray Beltran, he was better than Beltran at it. And somebody goes, what the fuck are you talking about, Ego? I'm going to explain it. Now, from watching it, I'm looking at it, and I was like writing notes and stuff. I seen that Ray Beltran was the aggressor. You know what I mean? He's a big puncher and he has that style. Cool. So he was the aggressor, right? And I don't have all, forgive me, I don't have all round numbers memorized again. I haven't watched it a second time, only the live time in Omaha. Um, so the thing is, Ray Beltran was the aggressor. And being the aggressor, it wasn't getting the job done. You know what I mean? He was getting picked off and hit with a jab, and he couldn't cut off the ring as effectively as he liked. He landed some good shots, but he wasn't letting off his offense like he probably wanted to, right? And then I seen an instant break in that game plan where Ray Beltran started to let Terrence Crawford come to him. He was like kind of laying on the ropes, and he was trying to be more like a Marquez, if you will, instead of a Pacquiao. And I use those because their styles perfectly describe what I'm talking about. Pacquiao is typically, in the Marquez fights, he's typically the aggressor, and Marquez is the dance partner who's more like, you know what I mean? He can't beat Pacquiao in the speed department or even the movement footwork department. So Marquez has to do his game plan, which is to be the dance partner that counters, that times, that, you know what I mean, catches Pacquiao coming in. And I think Beltran switched to that. He was the aggressor for a good amount of rounds or a good amount of time. And then he switched and let Terrence Crawford come to him, hoping he can create some kind of opening. And even when he tried that, it didn't work. And if you know anything about boxing, it takes something special to be able to beat someone at all their game. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say Canelo. We know Canelo, for example, is not the best against pure boxers, right? But one thing about Canelo, his inside game is filthy. So if you can go in there and beat Canelo on the outside, but then also beat him on the inside, that's pretty special. You know what I'm saying? Because you may be able to beat him from the outside and pick him off and he can't cut off the ring effectively. But to do that and to beat him at the other when he's a good fighter is hard. You know what I mean? Because you have to do a lot of things right, and you have to be a skill level, at least a skill level above them. So I was really impressed personally with Terrence Crawford. Really just seeing him live, the level of calm that he had, the finesse. He was moving very swift. He stayed out of danger. And another thing I really like, and I think when I talked to Max Kellerman, he said it in the interview, Terrence Crawford, he ain't no punk. Like he don't, Ray Beltran, there was a couple of specific moments where he landed big shots, and he's a puncher. You know what I mean? He landed some good, solid, flush shots. Terrence Crawford immediately responded. You know what I'm saying? He didn't wait and like, oh, let me retreat and go into retreat mode and reset. He immediately like, oh, that's what it's going to be, and came and brought the fight to Ray Beltran. So some of y'all are fucking haters, point blank. You hate Crawford, you hate this. Maybe it's a race thing. I hate to use the race card, but maybe he's dark complected. I don't know. I don't know if it's race. I don't know if you just have no faith or you're just a Manny Pacquiao fan. So anyone associated with Manny Pacquiao like a Ray Beltran, you're automatically rooting for them. I don't know what the deal is, but some of y'all are fucking haters. And it's crazy because you got a guy like Terrence Crawford who was also a real chill, real cool guy, just came and did his job and you know what I'm saying, and left it at that. And you hate that, you know what I'm saying? So if a guy acts like Timothy Bradley and he acts like Terrence Crawford, like Timothy Bradley has educated interviews, he's cool, he seems like a chill person, he makes a couple jokes. Terrence Crawford, same thing, down to earth, chill, not real flamboyant, doesn't like wear snakeskin shirts, and you know what I mean, like he's just not like loud and boisterous, right? You hate him. And then someone like Broner, who is the pretty much the opposite of Bradley and Terrence Crawford, you hate him for being too loud and obnoxious and dancing on the way out in the ring. So it's just like, pick your fucking battle. Like what is it? You hate the Broner type who's loud and obnoxious, or you just hate anything? You know what I'm saying? Like some people, again, some of you guys are just haters. That's what it boils down to. Whether the guy is quiet and to himself and he has a skill set and he just lets his actions in ring, he doesn't do a bunch of trash talk, you still hate him and you still find thousands of excuses why Ray Beltran left. I read comments like, oh, this ain't the same Beltran from the Ricky Burns fight. Yeah, it is. Ricky Burns was just Garbo. I said it. So anyway, I never rated Ricky Burns highly, and he ducked Adrian Broner. So I don't know. I never rated Ricky Burns. We'll just leave it at that. And again, people are like, oh, it's not the same. It's the same exact Ray Beltran. If not, it might have been a better one because he looked like he was in better shape for this fight than he was in the Ricky Burns fight. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the weigh-ins and stuff. He looked like he was in good shape. And it's funny how I was at the post-fighter meeting and he gave all the credit in the world to Terrence Crawford and took nothing away from him. He said, I lost because I lost, and he was a better man, and he's skilled as fuck. That's basically what he said. Yet, you get on the net, and all these comments say the opposite. Oh, this is not the same Ray Beltran. Watch the post-fight. He said it himself. He said, I was in the best shape of my life. Yet, you get on the internet, and you see trolling people, and they're like, this is not the same Beltran that fought Ricky Burns. It's the same one, if not better. It's just he was outmatched, outclassed. But props to Ray Beltran for trying to make it a fight and being outmatched, having a swollen eye, and still coming forward, still trying to make the fight. It just didn't work his way. I would definitely watch Ray Beltran in the future just because, I don't know, he dedicated his fight to the 43 missing students in Mexico from the Mexican police, and he just seems like a real likable, down-to-earth guy. I don't care if he lost because there's guys he can still beat. You know what I'm saying? Losing to a great fighter who's beat guys like Danny Garcia in the amateurs, who beat Yuriorkis Gamboa, the first person to do that. There's no shame in that. You know what I mean? It's not like you lost to a scrub. You lost to a good fighter. Terrence Crawford, very impressed. Great usage of a jab. Great elusive movement. He was defensively responsible. And he showed you different dynamics from fight to fight, whether it's Ricky Burns, Gamboa. He battled some adversity, more adversity in the Gamboa fight. He was getting clobbered. I had him down like 5 or 6 rounds about halfway. Gamboa looked really sharp, quick, and he found a way to battle. So I'm looking forward to see what happens next for Terrence Crawford. This is my official post-fight. I wasn't able to do it in Omaha, just real busy, and I was staring at Christina Puncher. Hey, baby. Man, she looked fine, too. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video as always. Hate, comment, or subscribe. Until next video, it's Ego signing off.